Hello, happy people. I hope you're having an amazing day today. Today, we'll take a look at the pulp era short story by H.P. Lovecraft and Reggie Barlow. It's called Tila the Sea. It's got Reggie Barlow's name at the top of it. I don't know because it's alphabetical. From 1935. For you folks, I just read it last night for the second time, about a half an hour on the car on the way home. It didn't even take me the entire time. It's probably more like 25 minutes. But a half an hour ride, looked at lots. So this is a collaboration between him and his protege, Barlow, who he also bequeathed a lot of his stuff to. A little bit lots and that sort of thing. Now, my favorite collaboration by them is actually just one of my favorite horror stories over time. It's called The Night Ocean. But this is a pretty strong one too. It's a post-apocalyptic one set in the far future after the world has become more and more of a desert, and we start moving to the Arctic to set up and start farming again after our culture has lost and forgotten those sorts of arts, and then we go back and set them back up again, and then slowly. And so the first part of this just tells us the history, and it feels like it's actually more like 2/3 or three-quarters of it, and then the last part it tells the story of the last man on Earth. Alright, and so, but that feels like it's very, very fast. It's not a half of it, and that sort of a thing. So that's the setup and what's happening. So basically, and I feel that it's pretty, with global warming happening, it feels pretty prescient. Him, and he's not using his normal language like Cyclopean or anything like that. And so, you can it definitely feels a little more Barlow-esque. I like this better than Collapsing Cosmoses. Now, I had, back when I was a junior in college, I bought a triple volume collection of all of Lovecraft's stuff from Dell. The first volume were his earlier, just straight up horror stuff. The second volume were on streamlined fantasy stuff. I didn't like that as much as the first one. And then the last one were all his Cthulhu bit those things, like the Call of Cthulhu one, the Shadow over Innsmouth, stuff like that. So those were the three sort of volumes, and then there weren't any of his collaborations like this one. So I then bought a couple of novel-sized collections that collected all of this stuff, like the Horror in the Museum, Bad Hound, Waiting to Death, those sorts of things. And so this was an absolute classic. Love it lots. I read it back then too. It's fun. I'm glad I read it again. So I thought it was a great ending. Love it lots. The dismal aspects. It doesn't feel like it's an H.P. Lovecraft short story, just like The Night Ocean. A couple of years later, it's 37, if I remember correctly, by Barlow. It definitely feels more Barlow-esque than the previous ones. I love that too. Great stuff for those reasons. It's an absolute strong stuff. Love it. And so I like it. I like the ending. I think it's bleak a little odds. It's actually not a Lovecraft ending. It definitely feels more Barlow-esque for those reasons, and I definitely enjoy it lots. So I'm giving it 7.5. Strong stuff. Didn't take that much of my time. I'll link it to you in the comments below for free on that I read. It's all because it's been from this era. It has been free. Oh, lots. And so there you are. That is Reggie Barlow and H.P. Lovecraft. This is Till the Ocean. Till the Sea, rather. It's a 7.5 out of 10 from 35 in the ballpark. Love it lots. Alrighty. As a reminder, this channel does a lot of these older things, like in this case, you might consider it fantasy or science fiction. This has I'd probably consider it more sci-fi since it's post-apocalyptic. That sort of thing, but doesn't have any sort of right. But many post-apocalyptic things don't have sci-fi things, right? It's just like a hammer, like Lucifer's hammer, should take a comet crashing into the world, right? So I would consider this sci-fi because it's post-apocalyptic. But I like to do 3 of these reviews a week. And these older things like Lovecraft and Barlow today, or Clarkson Smith and those sorts of things. So you like that too. You can definitely check out the rest of these things, read a bunch of these, and that sort of thing. And then also just subscribe, hit the like button, the bell icon too, if you're feeling frisky, you might be notified when I set the video. And then also let friends know. And there you go. Alright, tell them watch this or whatever. I'm not going to lose any sleep if you only watch my Lovecraft and other pop out stuff, like Arcade Smith or Robert E. Howard, that sort of things. But I other things too. Alrighty. And there you are. Alrighty. I want to thank you so very, very much for taking some time out of your day and investing it and watching my videos, right? Because we all have so many things that are happening, right, in our lives and pulled in so many different directions, right? So the fact that you spend the time with me, that's incredibly humbling. And also, as a reminder, the channel is named Worst Thing About New Books. It's a quote by French philosopher Jacques Joubert, who said that the worst thing about them was they get this from reading the old ones. There's definitely more stuff that we might forget about. Definitely classic stuff that we might forget about in our pursuit of the new. And I'm not saying it's bad, it's just in our pursuit of new stuff, we sort of forget the old and the quality of it and the influence it's had, and that sort of thing. Alrighty, so there you are. Thanks again and have an amazing day.